Eagles training camp is continuing to roll on, and rookie linebacker Jihaad Campbell is really making some noise, as he's been wreaking havoc during practice while catching the attention of his teammates, plus he was also just seen playing a whole new position. Meanwhile, the Birds' defense continues to dominate, with guys like Jordan Davis and Quinyon Mitchell standing out, while Kelee RIngo seems to be trending in the right direction, and so does Nakobe Dean, as we got a positive update on his injury recovery. Plus, we also got an interesting development on Ty Robinson and his learning curve during camp. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about that and all the other most recent news from Eagles training camp, so let's get started right now. There have been a lot of storylines to pay attention to so far through Eagles training camp, but easily one of the biggest ones has been the performance of second-year star cornerback Quinyon Mitchell, as following an incredibly impressive rookie season where Q immediately became one of the best corners in the entire NFL and nearly won Defensive Rookie of the Year, it seems that he's set up to do even bigger things in his sophomore season. As going into Thursday's practice, it had been widely reported that Mitchell has been one of the biggest standouts from Eagles training camp so far, and he's been the only one of the defensive backs that has even been able to compete with A.J. Brown, as they've matched up quite a bit during training camp so far. And while AJ wins plenty of reps, because, he's AJ Brown, Q has also won his fair share as well. And he even got an interception at one point not too long ago. So, again, it's been really exciting to see what Quinyon Mitchell has been able to do during training camp. And apparently, Jalen Hurts feels the same way.
Yeah, well, he's come in, he's having a really good start to his camp and playing with great confidence. And that's something that you can see. And I'm his biggest fan. Because it's something about that on the other side of the ball when you see guys just taking those strides and growing and competing and knowing that they're going against the best of the best every day. I know he's continued to take those steps, and that's what he's showing daily.
Personally, I have super high expectations for Quinyon Mitchell this season, not just because of how he's performed during camp so far, but just watching him shut down so many of the league's top receivers last year as a rookie was just insane, and I think given another year in that Vic Fangio defense, now being the top corner on this team, he's going to take it to the next level, and I'm definitely excited to see how well he does shadowing this year against the opponent's top wideout. And again, there's just so much I'm excited for, and my expectations are high, but I'm curious to know what you guys are expecting from Quinyon Mitchell this season. I don't know, but someone tells me we're pretty much all on the same page with that one, but someone I can't say that about is the rookie defensive tackle, Ty Robinson, as the 4th-round pick out of Nebraska is, of course, no doubt a very talented player, but in his first season, we really don't have a good idea of how much he's even going to play, just given that there are clearly 3, possibly even 4 guys ahead of him on the depth chart at his position currently, and with him being a rookie and all, he still seemingly has a long way to go before he's ready to be a difference maker at the NFL level.
He's doing fine. He's competing. He's in great shape. And, probably this is his first real opportunity. And I think he's trying to do his best to take advantage of it. And, he's right there.
Yeah, it's eye-opening for sure. Just getting to experience what it's like to play against NFL caliber guys and, to go against the best offense in the league. Offensive line, I'm definitely learning a lot through my mistakes and failures. I'm making sure to ask questions with those guys, and then, just the tempo with the guys in the group as well. It's been awesome to go out there and work, these past few days with those guys.
Anything particular that stands out that you said, whoa?
Yeah, I play mostly on the right side, so, getting hit by Landon and Jordan, those are some strong guys, right? And, I'm used to, not really having, be engaged, but usually I can get my way off a block, and those guys are holding on pretty well, so you're having to learn how to be even more, detailed and tactical on how to get off a block and how to be more violent and using that leverage to my advantage.
It seems that Robinson has definitely seen his fair share of challenges so far as he transitions from college to the NFL, and we're now getting into training camp. Obviously, he talked about it there, Vic Fangio alluded to it, and one specific example that's been reported was an instance where Jordan Mailata apparently stonewalled the Vanilla Gorilla in pass protection, in what reporter Jeff Kerr called, quote, a welcome to the NFL moment for Robinson. Still, though, I gotta stress that there's no reason to be worried about Robinson. The guy is still a rookie for crying out loud, so it's gonna take him some time to adjust. and at the end of the day, he's got some insane athletic traits and crazy potential. So again, it may take some time, but I do think he's going to turn into a real player for the Birds defense, whether that's this year or down the road in the future. And it sounds like, at least so far, he has been doing everything in his power to get to that level someday.
Morrow's really like helped me understand just, kind of like what you said, it's that grown man league, like don't go out there just because you're new and kind of ease your way into it. Just go, balls to the wall. As hard, doesn't matter if you mess up, like we can correct that, but as long as the effort's there, you can be coachable, which is something I like to pride myself on. Then, as long as I get better each and every day, then I count that as a win.
Again, I'm cautiously excited about Ty Robinson going into his rookie season, but again, I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on him down in the comments below. Now, in addition to Robinson, one other player that has been going all out during practice, maybe even to a fault, is the fellow rookie Jihaad Campbell. As on Thursday, Campbell had a play where he threw fullback Ben Van Sumeren to the ground after hitting him hard when he was blocking on a run play, and while Campbell ended up disrupting the play, BVS was also then shaken up and had to head inside. And mind you, this isn't the first time Campbell has dished out some punishment during practice, as on Tuesday, he made contact with Saquon Barkley on a run play before he later popped Dallas Goedert and knocked him to the ground after he caught a pass over the middle. And on one hand, I love that the rookie is bringing energy and really going 100% all out during practice, and I love the fact that he's playing with aggressiveness. That said, on the other hand, this might be a controversial take, but I do think he should probably dial it back just a little bit, because the last thing we need is for our best and most important guys to get beat up before the season even starts, and that includes Campbell. And Jeff Kerr seems to agree with that, as he said, quote, "The Eagles may have to dial it back for Jihaad Campbell. Aggressive every play, even after the play. Good thing, but needs to be controlled." And Dallas Goedert also had this to say about him.
I think he's been doing really good. I think his intensity is great. Obviously, the one he tackled me on a little bit, maybe that's not a play we want in practice when the back's turned, a shot like that. It didn't bother me, though. I'm excited for him. But, yeah, I want to be able to pull people back, not try to push them forward. You don't want someone that you have to go and be like, you got to play harder, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to be like, okay, you're playing a little bit too hard. Let's tone it down a little bit. And he's definitely got that in him. He's been doing a great job.
Again, I agree with both of them. Keep that aggressiveness, keep that energy, but also just be a little bit more controlled and smarter while doing it. But other than that, obviously, I love everything that I've heard about Jihaad Campbell in training camp so far. I mean, it seems like every day he does something new to impress or stand out, and it seems like he's really caught the attention of everybody so far during camp.
Yeah, really excited for him. It's been fun competing against him. Great dude. He's funny. He talks to you a lot. He asks questions. But, I mean, he's got everything you want from a linebacker. He's big, he's tall, he's strong, he's fast. He flies around and likes to hit. So, I'm really excited to see where he continues to go from here. And, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Again, I don't know exactly what his role is going to be this season, but my expectations are only continuing to grow for Jihaad Campbell, and I think he can eventually be a really, really good player for this defense, whether that's this year or in the future. But speaking of Campbell's role this season, you do have to question whether, in addition to being used at inside linebacker, he could also maybe be used as an edge rusher for the Birds defense in specific packages, especially after it was reported on Thursday that while he still obviously was primarily playing inside linebacker, Campbell actually got a snap at edge rusher where he rushed the passer. So again, it's going to be interesting to see just how the Eagles do decide to use Campbell this season and take full advantage of his versatile skill set. But again, regardless of how they use him, he continues to get me more and more excited just with how he's been looking during camp. And I honestly feel the same way about the Birds defense as a whole, because so far during camp, it seems they've consistently been able to get the best of the offense, and on Thursday, that was no different. Whether it was Jihaad Campbell making those nice plays, Jelix Hunt getting a nice sack on Jalen Hurts in 11-on-11s, or the defense stopping the offense in back-to-back end-of-game situational drills at the end of practice. First, in which Eli Ricks actually picked off Jalen Hurts on a pass that sailed over the middle of the field, which, by the way, shout out to him for stepping up and making a play, because I feel like Ricks is one of the forgotten guys on this Eagles roster right now, so again, credit to him there for making that play. But again, then later, the defense also stopped the offense again in the same situational drill in which Jordan Davis sacked Jalen Hurts on 4th down. I mean, again, overall, it truly was a great day for the defense, and it's been a great camp altogether for them so far. And also, it's just been a great camp so far for Jordan Davis, who now has multiple sacks and multiple great pass rushing moments, along with, of course, him having lost a tremendous amount of weight over the offseason. So, again, I'm excited for him, and I'm getting even more excited about the defense as we continue to move through training camp. Now, for the offense and Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, things have definitely slowed down a bit, and Hurts specifically had his worst day of practice on Thursday, going just 6 for 11 with no touchdowns and 1 pick. But it's also important to remember that when we talk about Hurts' current struggles or really anything good or bad going on at training camp, this is, after all, just training camp. So Hurts not having the best day doesn't really concern me at all. Now is obviously the time to iron things out and take chances. Obviously, they're still building the offense right now and installing everything. So again, I don't think there's any need to worry about that. And also, the more I see of him and hear about him, the less and less I worry about linebacker Nakobe Dean and his injury. As yes, obviously it's a very serious injury that takes a long time to come back from, but just every update we get on that and on his recovery is just always overwhelmingly positive. And the latest one came on Thursday from before practice, as Dean was getting work in with some trainers and apparently moving really, really well. And it even has reporter Elliot Shore-Parks questioning if he might manage to avoid being placed on the PUP list to start the season. Now yes, obviously that's all just speculation, and there's no concrete reporting of when Nakobe might be back, but again, just based on what we've seen, everything in his recovery seems to be going smoothly, and he could be back before we know it. Moving on, though, to some updates that the Birds got on some positional battles going on during training camp. The cornerback battle has flipped back the other way to where Adoree Jackson was once again the one starting on Thursday, which, if you've been watching my videos during training camp, you probably know that I don't love that. But on the bright side, things still seem to be turning in Kelee RIngo's favor, as he had a PBU on Johnny Wilson on a would-be touchdown throw on Thursday. And of course, on Tuesday, he had multiple impressive plays, while Adoree Jackson's performance wasn't as good. So, again, it's obviously still early on, and I don't love Jackson starting, but there's still a lot of time for RIngo to keep impressing and eventually win that job. Now, a linebacker, Zach Bond, missed practice once again, so it was Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Jihaad Campbell starting. No surprise there. Now, speaking of injuries, there were also a lot of those reported on Thursday, with guys like Devontae Smith, Nolan Smith, Terrace Marshall, and EJ Jenkins all missing practice, while a number of others were also limited. And also, once again missing was safety Andrew Makuba, which again, as I talked about in my last video, the longer he's out, the more time Sidney Brown has to really pull away in the job for the starting safety and in that battle. So this will definitely be a situation to monitor as we continue on throughout training camp. Speaking of which, I'm going to be continuing to cover everything that happens for the Eagles throughout the rest of training camp. So if you don't want to miss any of that, then make sure you subscribe and you turn on notifications. Again, that way you don't miss anything. And also leave a like down below because it really does help me out a ton. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes on this video. And also leave a comment down below just regarding anything that I talked about in this video. And if you want to watch another Eagles video going over some more training camp news from earlier in the week, you can check this out right here. Now, with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.